Welcome back to From Logic to Living. And today's topic is business without burnout. And this is a very important one, I think, because burnout, I think, and what we associate that comes with building a business is why a lot of, and especially women, don't want to build a business. And quite honestly, that was also the reason why I didn't want to build a business. I never thought I would be an entrepreneur or I would build my own business because I also always thought that you need, when you're successful, you're burnt out, you're super stressed, you need to work a lot, you have to sacrifice your life. Um, Yeah, that is really what I thought. But you actually don't need to burn out to succeed. This is only what we've been told. This is what we've been taught. This is maybe also what some people model. But that is also why I think it's so important that more and more people start doing it another way and modeling it another way. And for me, this is key, right? I mean, I'm not here to hustle. I am, I mean, if you know human design, I'm a projector. So that means I'm not the I'm not like the generator. Like generator is the other human design type that has a lot more energy and is much more adapt to working a lot. Projectors, on the other hand, are not. And I never was a fan of working long hours. I mean, even now, I feel like, after some time, my productivity declines, and what's the point, right? I have short, focused sprints where I do stuff and then I take breaks. But then also, my overall work time is not crazy. And yeah, but coming back to burnout. So, burnout isn't a side effect of success, even though this is what we often think. And I think in the past, it has also more often been the case that people really burn out, and it also depends where you go, right? If you go into the startup scene, maybe that's also still more common. And if you build businesses where you want to exit in 5 years, okay. But then you can, but then there's other ways, and there's other kind of businesses that you build in a different way. And burnout, again, is not the side effect of success, but it's the side effect of how you're trying to get there. So, how you do things. And the way that most people do these things is that they build or work from pressure, from urgency, from proving something, from needing to make something work fast. And even when things work, you constantly worrying about the next thing to work. It doesn't feel right, right? And at some point, you, for yourself, have to decide, what are you building? Are you building something that looks successful? And is that your number one key? And does it have to look successful fast? Or are you building something that feels right? Because this is not necessarily the same. And also, when you're building in a more sustainable way, you need to be able to quiet this voice inside of you that is maybe still there telling you that you have to build for more urgency, more pressure, more trying to make things work. And actually, yeah, this was basically my day today. So I had been wanting to, or thinking about, if I should go to the hairdresser and get my hair blonde again. And I've been thinking about this for quite some time. I've been actually putting it off because it takes a lot of time, especially with my hair length. It really takes a lot of time. But then I thought, okay, now I kind of have the time. I wanted, with this new life, new identity, I feel like changing something in my appearance would be a good way to anchor that in as well. So I made an appointment for this morning, 10 o'clock. I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be 2 to 3 hours. And as the appointment approached, I was debating if, this was a good decision. Shouldn't I be doing something more productive on a Wednesday morning to build my business? And then also, as I was sitting there, and it actually took a lot longer, I have to say I'm a bit disappointed because the result is not that obvious and I invested a lot of time. Well, never mind. So I was actually sitting there for 4 hours and I could feel like how I started to feel this guilt, this shame that, I did that instead of, using this time to work and actually doing something productive in my business. And there was this really like this pressure that built up inside of me, and my chest became tight, and I became really also restless and wanted to get out of there as fast as possible. Um, and then I noticed, oh, yeah, right, this is the conditioning kicking in. You should be working, you should be productive. And I mean, the funny thing also is, I actually got my period yesterday. I was feeling really tired and brain foggy this morning. So actually the timing was perfect because I couldn't have been very productive anyway, or at least, I mean, this is also flow for me, right? I don't absolutely push it. Like when I'm feeling tired and brain foggy, I take some rest. I take a break. And so actually this appointment aligned perfectly with me not being very productive or not in the right energy. And when I walked out of there, got home, I felt so much better already. Like my body already started to come back to the normal level of energy. And it just showed me, right? This constant hustle and pushing, it just doesn't get you anywhere because I can tell you if I had pushed through this morning just trying to get things done, I would have not felt good. I probably would not have gotten much done, and the quality, I mean, I probably anyway just could have done some admin stuff or nothing really meaningful. Yeah, and this is what I mean. You also write the energy that is there. So when you're feeling great and creative and good, then you do the meaningful creative work. But when you don't, then yeah, maybe you take a break. And sometimes it can really just be a half an hour. I mean, for me in this case, it was half a day. And then things already change. Yeah. And this afternoon, I was already feeling so much better. Yeah. And sometimes, just go with the flow. Don't force it. Don't push it. It doesn't mean you will fail, right? I mean, I did the things I had to do this afternoon. And yeah, I just reminded myself of my own teaching. I practice what I preach, even though, yeah, also for me, this is not always natural, right? I need to remind myself, even now, especially now, I can feel like old conditioning coming up again and again and even more. So also this morning, I was feeling a little bit down, not so optimistic. And then the work really is also to shift your mindset, shift your feeling, work with that. Don't let yourself fall into the rut. Yeah, give yourself what you need. Yeah, so it really reminded me that this constant hustle mode and also the guilt, because that's also what I hear a lot from people building businesses, is even when they rest, they can't enjoy it because there's this constant guilt. Oh, I should be doing, I should be working, I should be doing this. But this guilt and this constant expectation of constant hustle, this really destroys the joy of building. And as I shared in this challenge before, for me, it process comes first. And I'm convinced that if you enjoy the process, the result will eventually come. because you will be able to keep going, you will be able to try new things, you will be able to pivot. And this is what it is about in the end, right? Figuring out how things work for you, and then the results will come. Okay. Yeah, so if you're done forcing your way through everything, and if all that I've been talking has been resonating with you, I'm so excited to announce that now Flow Over Force is available as a self paced course. So this will be 4 weeks where you where you learn and you transform from how you push and force into, making decisions from a softer place, and letting go of this control, allowing trust, and allowing yourself to ride with these energies, right? And allowing yourself to not build from pressure, but from a sustainable flow of energy. And yeah, so you will get access to the course for 1 year. So you also have time to integrate. I always find it useful to come back to courses or things I do myself several times, especially if you're really recoding deeper patterns. Each week has a transmission where we recode beliefs, so something that changes the way you think. And then it also has an embodiment session. So we really also work with the body so that your new belief codes sink into your body and you actually feel different. Because I mean, we all know that, right? You say affirmations and you don't feel it. This doesn't help. You need to shift how you feel. Yeah, so it's 4 weeks, 4 themes, and you learn to, yeah, make decisions from what feels true to you, and then also act on it. Yeah, because often we get stuck in just the dreaming, but eventually we need to move, to manifest, to make things a reality. And I'm actually really happy because the feedback from the course was really really good. There were so many beautiful shifts happening there. So for example, one woman wrote that she finally made a decision that feels very aligned. I finally made a decision that aligns with my values, from softness instead of analyzing and forcing it. So that's really beautiful. Another woman shared that she's now no longer overthinking, and she's much less waiting for the approval from others, but she's actually just doing it, and she's creating her own path now. Um, yeah, so really magical shifts happened in the course, and if this feels like it's something for you, I just comment, DM me. I will also put, if you're on YouTube, I will put the link to the course in the description, and I would love to welcome you there. And see you back here tomorrow.